One drop, so small you would never see it fall, lighter than a grain of salt. And yet inside that single drop is a storm powerful enough to stop a heart, freeze the lungs, and shut down the human nervous system in just a few hours. But humans are not the only targets. This venom can overpower snakes, lizards, frogs, spiders, even other venomous hunters. Sometimes it can bring down animals far larger than the scorpion itself. In the darkness of the desert, size means nothing. Chemistry decides everything. And even in love, weakness is fatal. If a male proves too weak or slow during mating, the female may kill him instantly. This is not just a creature. It is a living syringe, a walking laboratory, a biological weapon perfected over 430 million years. Scientists believe early scorpions once crawled in ancient seas before moving on to land. Fossils show that their body design has barely changed since prehistoric times. When evolution finds a perfect killing machine, it does not need to redesign it. Scorpions are small, quiet, and often ignored. But according to researchers, over the course of human history, their stings have claimed hundreds of thousands, perhaps even millions of lives worldwide. It sounds hard to believe. So, let us begin with a number. That is how many people are stung by scorpions every single year around the world. Now, hold that number in your mind, because another one is coming. Out of those more than 1 million victims, around 3,000 to 3,500 people die. That may sound small compared to global diseases, but compare it to the animals we fear most. Scorpions kill more people each year than sharks, bears, and wolves combined, and they do it silently. No roar, no warning, just a sting. But statistics are cold. Let's step into the hot spots. In North Africa, hundreds of thousands of stings are reported every year. Rural villages in countries like Morocco and Algeria face this threat every summer when heat drives scorpions into homes. Children are the most vulnerable. A small body cannot handle a powerful neurotoxin. Move south across the continent, and the numbers remain deadly. In dry regions where medical help may be hours away, a single sting can turn fatal before sunrise. But the true epicenter of crisis lies in the Americas. In Brazil, scorpion stings have become a growing public health emergency. Urban expansion, poor waste management, and warm climates have created perfect breeding grounds. At the center of this storm is one species, the Brazilian yellow scorpion. This small, pale yellow creature has adapted frighteningly well to city life. It hides in drains, rubble, walls, and shoes left on the floor. Even more alarming, it can reproduce without mating. One female can create an entire colony on her own. And in some years, deaths from this single scorpion species have surpassed snakebite fatalities in parts of the country. But here is the most shocking truth hidden inside all these numbers. There are nearly 2,500 species of scorpions on Earth. Only about 25 are considered truly dangerous to humans. 25. That means 99% of scorpions are relatively harmless. Many cause pain, yes, but nothing life-threatening. So, why do we fear them all? Because the remaining 1% are not just venomous. They are specialists. Among the most feared are species from the genus arachnids. The name comes from Greek and translates chillingly to man-killer. To understand why that dangerous 1% exists, we have to travel back. Not thousands, not millions, but 430 million years into the past. Long before the first dinosaur walked the earth, before forests covered the land. Scorpions were already alive, but they did not begin in the desert. They began in the sea. Ancient scorpion relatives were marine predators related to creatures called sea scorpions. Some of these early hunters grew longer than a human, over 6 feet in length, armed with massive claws. In the shallow prehistoric oceans, they were apex predators. And then something extraordinary happened. They crawled out of the water. Scorpions were among the first arthropods to conquer land. And when they moved on to dry ground, they did not leave their venom behind. They brought it with them. Over hundreds of millions of years, evolution refined them into survival experts. They developed a tough, waxy outer layer called a cuticle that prevents water loss, allowing them to thrive in brutal deserts where temperatures swing from burning hot days to freezing nights. They mastered energy control. A scorpion can slow its metabolism so dramatically that it can survive on a single insect for months, sometimes nearly a year. But their true masterpiece lies at the tip of the tail. The venom gland, housed inside the bulb-like structure called the telson, became one of nature's most sophisticated chemical factories. What started as a simple toxin evolved into a complex mixture of neurotoxins, enzymes, and peptides, each targeting the nervous system with shocking precision. Now, the question becomes, where do the deadliest of them live? Not deep in untouched jungles, not in lost prehistoric valleys. They live where we live, in the deserts of North Africa and the Middle East. One of the most feared species stalks the sand, the fat-tailed scorpion. Thick-bodied, powerful, fast. Its venom is so potent that scientists use it as a reference when studying toxicity. In laboratory testing, researchers measure venom strength using something called LD50, the amount needed to kill half of a test population. By that measure, its close relative, Androctonus moritanichus, ranks among the most toxic scorpions on Earth. But across the ocean, another assassin waits. In the deserts of the southwestern United States, the Arizona bark scorpion holds the title of the most venomous scorpion in North America. And what makes it especially unsettling is not just its venom, it climbs. Unlike many scorpions that stay close to the ground, this species scales walls, hides inside air vents, clings to ceilings, and shelters in attic beams. It can end up inside homes, above beds, inside shoes. In darkness, it becomes nearly invisible. So, what do these hunters eat? Almost anything smaller than themselves. Crickets, cockroaches, beetles, spiders, even other scorpions. They are the vacuum cleaners of the insect world, but they do not rely on sight to hunt. Scorpions possess special sensory organs called pectines, comb-like structures on their underside. These organs detect the faintest ground vibrations and chemical traces. In total darkness, they can read the sand like a fingerprint. When prey moves, the scorpion freezes, calculates, then strikes. First, the pincers snap shut, gripping the victim in place. Then the tail whips forward in a fraction of a second. The stinger pierces. Venom flows. Within milliseconds, nerve signals in the prey begin to fail. Muscles lock. Escape becomes impossible. It is not wild aggression. It is controlled, efficient, and perfected over nearly 500 million years. But carrying a chemical weapon does not make you untouchable. In fact, it makes you a target. Because in nature, no predator rules forever. When night falls in the desert, the sky belongs to the owls. Species like the barn owl glide silently over the sand. Their hearing is so precise they can detect movement beneath loose soil. To them, a scorpion is not a nightmare, it is dinner. And remarkably, many owls show strong resistance to scorpion venom. A sting that could hospitalize a human barely slows them down. On the ground, another hunter waits. The meerkat may look playful and harmless, but in the wild, it is a skilled scorpion killer. Over generations, meerkats have developed a natural resistance to venom. Adults don't just hunt scorpions, they train their young how to handle them. They carefully disable the tail, rip off the stinger, then consume the scorpion alive. It is not cruelty, it is survival school. But perhaps the most astonishing enemy is a creature smaller than your hand. The grasshopper mouse lives in North American deserts, where one of its prey is the highly venomous Arizona bark scorpion. When stung, most animals would recoil in agony. The grasshopper mouse does something unbelievable. It feels the venom, but the pain signal never reaches the brain in the normal way. The toxins that are meant to activate pain instead block it. Its nervous system essentially rewires the message. Instead of suffering, the mouse pauses, then lets out a high-pitched howl, almost like a tiny wolf, and attacks. It grabs the scorpion and crushes its head with its teeth. In that moment, the predator becomes prey. And then comes one of nature's most dramatic showdowns. The duel between a tarantula and a scorpion. 8 legs versus 8 legs. Fangs versus stinger. Venom versus venom. A tarantula, such as the desert tarantula, relies on powerful jaws and its own venom to immobilize prey. The scorpion depends on speed and precision. Who strikes first often decides the outcome. If the scorpion lands a clean sting, it may paralyze the spider. If the tarantula sinks its fangs first, the scorpion's armor offers little protection. It is a gladiator match played out in silence beneath the desert moon. The winner earns a rare, protein-rich meal. The loser becomes a lesson in evolution. Because even the most ancient assassins have enemies. And in the endless arms race of nature, survival does not belong to the strongest. It belongs to the one that adapts fastest. For all their danger, scorpions also have a strange, almost delicate side. But even their love story carries risk. When a male finds a female, he does not attack. He begins a ritual known as the promenade à deux, the dance for two. He gently grasps her pincers. They move back and forth across the ground in a slow, careful rhythm that can last for hours. He is searching for the perfect surface, solid, safe, where he can deposit a tiny packet of sperm called a spermatophore. But this is not a peaceful waltz. If he makes a mistake, if he hesitates, if she becomes hungry or decides he is not strong enough, the dance ends in cannibalism. She will kill and eat him where he stands. If he succeeds, he must release her and escape immediately. Survival depends on speed. And then something extraordinary happens. Unlike most arthropods, scorpions do not lay eggs outside the body. They give birth to live young. The mother arches her tail over her back, and tiny, soft, translucent babies, called scorplings, emerge. They are fragile, vulnerable, almost ghost-like in appearance. Immediately they climb onto her back. There they remain, riding like armored passengers, protected from predators and the harsh desert ground. She carries them until their first molt, when their exoskeleton hardens and they are ready to face the world alone. Even among assassins, there is motherhood. And this brings us to today, a crossroads, a paradox. Climate change is quietly shifting the balance in favor of scorpions. Warmer nights, longer summers, and unpredictable rainfall patterns are expanding their range. As natural habitats change, many species are moving closer to human settlements. But here is the twist no one expected. The very venom that makes scorpions feared may also make them invaluable. Scientists now describe scorpion venom as a molecular treasure chest. Inside that toxic cocktail are tiny proteins called peptides, and some of them are showing incredible medical potential. One compound, derived from the death stalker and known as neurotoxin, has a remarkable property. It binds specifically to certain cancer cells, especially aggressive brain tumors. In experimental treatments, it can light up tumor cells during surgery, helping doctors see and remove cancer more precisely while sparing healthy tissue. Other venom components are being studied to develop treatments for autoimmune diseases, organ transplant rejection, and even chronic pain. The same molecules that hijack nerve signals may one day be redesigned to calm them. For 430 million years, we have feared it as a killer. Now, we are beginning to study it as a healer. So the question is changing. It is no longer only, how do we avoid the sting? It is also, what secrets are hidden inside it? In a warming world, where our lives collide more often with ancient survivors, will we respond with fear alone or with curiosity? Because inside the tale of the so-called man-killer may lie medicines that save millions. The assassin of the desert may be holding a miracle, and we are only just beginning to unlock it.